What's up, PokeMoshPit? NBZ here, bringing you a game against a dude called NintendoSteven. I believe I met him on Elo's live stream, and he was in the stream chat, and I wanted a game, so I was like, dude, let's have one. So he basically was like, yeah, and we did one. And as you can see, teams are kind of interested in stuff, but we'll get to that in a second. First of all, just want to address a couple of issues in the last video I uploaded here. I had a couple of people complaining about the speed of the video and why it wasn't sped up and all that stuff, but all I want to say, is that in order for me to give you guys insightful narrations, I have to be able to explain what I'm doing, explain to you what my thought processes are, and all that good stuff. And to be frank, if I was going to speed it up the video too fast, I would not have the time, especially with the fast speed of the Versus recorder, to even go anywhere near into the depth that I want to in terms of describing what's going on. So that's how I roll. I'm not going to speed it up too much, just a tiny little bit, but that's I hope it's going to be for the benefit of most people, because it's going to help me describe what's going on. So here we go. Lead off with a Whimsicott, and this is a choice band switcheroo set. It works well, but not in the situation like this. I kind of made a poor misplay to start with. He has a Typhlosion, which is obviously just going to hit me with an attack. Most people realize that Whimsicott usually is not going for offensive moves and goes for stupid setup crap, which I did. I went for the choice band and switcheroo, and it's not going to work out for me whatsoever, as he takes me out on the first hit. So I'm 6-5 down, not looking good, but he is choice band locked on to Heat Wave, and I'm going to go out to the eel to take the neutral hit, and if not, I'm going to be able to switch out because I have the Volt Switch, which will either hit his Typhlosion for neutral damage and do a decent amount with the stab, or will hit the switch in and give me switch advantage onto hit whatever poke he decides to bring in, which is the Latias. So I'm going to bring in my Bishop. Now, I could have gone for the Sucker Punch here, but I believe that Thunder Wave was the better option at the time, mainly because I had a Leavanny, which has Sword Stance, and if I was to cripple this Latias and make it slower, then my Leavanny could potentially come in later on, set up a Sword Stance, and it would have a good time sweeping, and I just wanted to set up that sweeping ability for later on, which is why I went to the Thunder Wave. But I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch here. It was slightly naive of me, mainly because I knew he was probably going to switch out, and I probably could have gone for an Iron Head, which should have done a decent amount of damage to the Nidoking instead of him dodging any move. But in any case, the Earth Power is so obvious that it hurts, and I'm going to go to a Levitator to take it with ease, which is my Eel. Now, I could have gone for the Volt Switch here, predicting him to switch out, but I didn't want to be that obvious, and I'm going to go for the I didn't want to be that risky, let's say, and I'm going to go for the obvious Hidden Power Ice. Unfortunately, Rotom Water comes in, Rotom Wash, which is a bulky piece of crap, and he shows me here that he is a bulky piece of crap because he carries the Will-O-Wisp, and that's actually not going to affect me, mainly because of the fact that I have the Volt Switch and I'm specially based. All my moves are special attacks, so the Volt Switch does a decent amount. I'm thinking maybe a 2-hit KO from that range, but I'm going to switch back to my Bishop, and as soon as I switch to Bishop, I'm thinking, well, why did you do that? He's just going to Will-O-Wisp you again. So I'm just going to take advantage of the fact that he's obviously going to Will-O-Wisp me, go back to my Salmon and dodge it because he's already burned, and unfortunately for me, I'm just going to take all this damage. I have Life Orb and I'm now burned, so my survivability is really low currently. Added to the fact his Rotom is faster than me, Shadow Ball's going to take me down pretty damn low, and at this point I'm thinking Volt Switch is probably going to take him out, but as you can see, when it hits him, his HP is going to go down, and he's going to live with a small smidgen, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So I do, however, have something to revenge kill with, which is Sierra Custerbeck from the Versa Emerge, and she's going to X-Scissor the Rotom Wash, and it's going to die. As you can see, I'm a Life Orb variant, and because I'm Life Orb, it perhaps alerts to him that he can safely bring in his Nidoking as a Scarfer, outspeed me and hit me with a move. So that's definitely good knowledge for him to have, but not good for me. So I'm going to go out to my Salmon. Basically, on the off chance that he misses Fire Blast, I'll be able to get a hit in if he isn't Scarfed. If he is Scarfed, he'll outspeed me, of course, hit me with a Fire Blast again and kill me. At this point, the Eel was pretty much death fodder. He was burned, and Life Orb would recoil, would kill him, so whatever. I'm going to go to my Sork here because of the fact that I have the Earthquake, and I'm going to go for the obvious move. Unfortunately for me, he does predict that, goes for this Tangrowth, and Tangrowth is going to resist the Earthquake very nicely, not going to do a hell of a lot to it. In fact, it's going to do a tiny amount to it, which is no good thing. So Tangrowth is going to be slightly frustrating here. I should have gone to my Buffalon at this point, predicting the grass move of some type, but instead I go to Sierra. Now, what I didn't realise before this match was that any grass move will activate Sap Sipper. Now, if you don't know what Sap Sipper is, it's basically an ability that Buffalon has, which raises your attack if you're hit by a grass move, and I really should have gone to him to take that stun spore, because it would have boosted my attack and set me up to hit either his Tangrowth or a switch in really hard. But unfortunately for me, Sierra is going to bite the bullet and take the Thunder Wave, not Thunder Wave, the stun spore. But I am going to get the Stab X Scissor off, and it's actually going to hit the incoming Galvantula, which is really, really nice, because thanks to the fact that this Galvantula is life-orbed, even though I'm going to die from the Hidden Power Ice, it means that my Leavanny actually accomplished something in this match and managed to take out the Galvantula, you know, by him switching in and wanting to save his Tangrowth. Obviously, Tangrowth is more important to him at this point, and, you know, Leavanny obviously is something that threatens it, so he had to switch out and get rid of me in that case. But he's going to go back to his fastest guy. I'm assuming it is still a Choice Scarf Nidoking at this point, and I go out to my sock, and I'm going to go for the obvious Earthquake again. I hoped that he would overpredict. My hope was he was going to overpredict, stay in, go for a hit, I would live with Sturdy, then kill him, but he's going to be safe, go to Latias, and I'm hoping maybe to get the Parahax here as I switch to my Buffalon. I don't want to take a Dragon Pulse, so it does happen, fortunately, and he gets paralyzed, and at this point the Head Charge is going to easily take out that Latias, mainly because Head Charge is a move with ultimate power and destroys many things. So he is going to go out to his Tangrowth at this point, and I was kind of like, well, I don't have anything to switch to. I want to keep something awake. I don't want him sleep powdering shit and, you know, that hurting me in the long run. So I'm like, I'm going to stay in, go for the Head Charge, and it does, you know, just under half, which, well, just over half in fact, which I'm like, after leftovers maybe I'll be able to take him out. I'm not quite sure, but it's at this point he goes for the Sleep Powder, and it's my first encounter with Sap Sipper and Sleep Powder at this point, and I get the attack raise, and we were both like, what? That's awesome, that's hella awesome. So at this point I have a +1 Buffalon with the Head Charge, and that's gonna Distrolish anything that comes in. Nidoking comes in, gonna get Distrolished. That's one shot from that range, and he obviously wanted to keep Tangrowth for later, feeling that none of my guys could touch Tangrowth apart from this Buffalon, which was definitely a great play on his part, because I'm not going to realise that, and unfortunately he's going to bring in something faster than me, which is the Typhlosion, and revenge kill me with the Heat Wave. I know he's Choice Band locked into this Heat Wave because the Choice Band I gave him earlier, so he can't pull any random shit on me. Unfortunately for me, I only have two guys left. One of them is this Bishop, the other is my Sork. Now, I do go for the Sucker Punch here, which perhaps wasn't the best option. I should have potentially switched out first to my Sork, because Sork would have 100% lived the Heat Wave, and could have hit him back with a close combat or something of that effect and hopefully taken him out, and then I could have bring in Kirikazan or Bishop later and done something to his Tangrowth. But it's not going to be, because I'm going to bring in this guy here. I'm thinking I can live the Heat Wave decently, so I'm going to go for the close combat as opposed to the reversal, because if I get down to a decent amount of HP, then reversal isn't going to do as much as I would hope it does. But he gets the crit, and at this point I'm like, oh man, I should have gone for the reversal. If I had gone for the reversal, then I potentially would have been able to take out his Tangrowth. He's going to come in. Of course, he does still have the regeneration ability, which is going to put him back to almost full health, and close combat, even with all that power, adamant, close combat, Choice Band, is going to go down and down and down, but he is going to live with a respectable amount in the orange. And if that had been a reversal as opposed to a close combat, it may have killed it. I'm still not too sure on that. Haven't run damage calcs or anything, but it may have well killed it, because reversal is basically as strong as an explosion was in Gen 4 right now. So especially come from stab plus adamant plus close combat. So that was a small misplay, small error on my part, and kind of came back to bite me in the ass. But there you go. 6 random dudes you never really see, which I decided to use. Apart from you do see a couple of them, but 6 random sets, I guess, is what I'm going to say. Yeah, definitely interesting stuff, and it was a good game overall. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you would like more stuff like this, my channel link will be in the description. You can go clickety-click it and go watch my stuff. Otherwise, sub to the MoshPit, and I will see you guys very, very soon with another game. Goodbye.